All right, folks, good morning. All right, folks. Let's go ahead and get started. Firstly, let's take a look here at the economic data that will be released today for July 11th. So we already had NFIB Small Business Index, not a major report, but it came in better than expected. Okay, so I was wondering what this. So they released the data a little earlier than expected. Today we'll also have IBD TIPP economic optimism. The release time of that is not known, so this come out whenever it does, and then that's it. So no other major news from the U.S. side today. So we'll see what happens. All right, so let's jump right into what stocks were moving yesterday. We had a good number of them, so let's start off here. Okay. It didn't actually mean to have this one screen first, but let's go over it. ENVX. Now, this stock at first was bearish. It was going down quite sharply, and then it went down to target number 1 to the downside first, which was 1827. Then it turns around, moves back across the price range between the previous day's close and that day's open. The open for that day was 1896. It was able to cross back over there, and then got into a good trend up, which enabled it to move past target number 1 to the upside, which was 1965. All right, but as far as stocks that were more consistently moving in one direction, let's look at some of those. So AFRM, this one was able to reach target number 2, which was 1440 a share, and then go higher than that. Also looks like this is up substantially pre-market, so we may take a look at that in just a second. Next up is Roku, which was able to reach 66, target number 2, which was 66.45, and then exceeded by a pretty good margin, closing the day just under $68 a share. Next up, we have PayPal, which was able to reach target number 2 of 69.04 for topping out. Then we had Novavax, which had a really solid day. It was able to easily reach target number 2 of $8.07. And then after that, it continued to go up, reaching a high of just under $9.60 a share. So pretty great move for Novavax. Next up, we have Starbucks, which was able to reach target number 2 of 98.39. And then after that, it stuck around that area for a while, then broke out to go higher, topping out just above $99.50 a share for the day. Zion Bank was only able to reach target number 1, which was $29.53, before topping out at $29.80, which was about 40% of the way to target number 2. Cisco Systems did not reach any of its targets. It looked like it could early in the session, but it topped out at $51.50, which was 5 cents short of target number 1, which was $51.55. Next up, we have Lyft, which had a very strong bullish day, able to quickly reach target number 2 of $10.80 a share, topping out at $11.30 a share. So very good move there. ALPP, after a pretty rough start, was able to it wasn't terrible at the start, but pretty choppy, and then finally broke out here, moving it from target number 1 at $2.10 a share to a high of $2.59 a share, which was far above target number 2, which was only $2.19. GRRR started to move after the open, able to go from about $5.20 a share on the breakout to a high of $6.98 a share. This stock, of course, has been on our radar for a few days. Now, as far as stocks that were bearish, we had a good number of those too, but most of them only went down to target number one, it looks like. So Apple was able to move down to target number one to the downside, which was 187.48 before bottoming out there. Let's see. Tesla was able to reach target number one to the downside of 269.92. Then it proceeded to go lower, reached a low of 265.10, ending up above 263.36, which was target number two to the downside. So didn't reach that secondary target. Google was able to reach target number one to the downside of 116.82 and go halfway to target number two to the downside before bottoming out. And that was pretty much it. So some pretty strong movers up and down yesterday. Looking at the pre-market, here's what we have so far. First up, we have IOVA, which had a pretty strong day yesterday. You can see it there. Not a stock that came up on my radar, but or at least not one that I really noticed. But this stock currently is down 12% on 1.9 million shares. It's trading above $1 per share, and of course, it's a NASDAQ stock, so we will add that to our pre-market radar. IOVA. See, next up, we have GDTC. That's currently up 173% on 5.4 million shares, trading above $1 per share. And of course, it's a NASDAQ stock. So GDTC currently active. We will definitely add that to our radar, our pre-market radar, that is. GDTC. Okay, loose is not moving enough. I saw this show up on the scanner, but it's not moving with a large enough percent change. So that is on our regular watch list, so we'll see that either way. Next up is DFLI, which is currently up 20.72%, 9.2 million shares traded, still actively moving around above $1 per share. Of course, it's a NASDAQ stock, so we'll definitely take a look at this at the open. So DFLI is on our radar. Let me look at this really quick for Rivian. Yeah, not moving enough. So Rivian is moving with enough volume, and obviously it's the right price per share, but not a large enough drop in price. But it's already on our regular list anyway, so we'll see that at the open if it does move. ABOS is mentioned, up 14.28%. Over 1 million shares traded, so that does qualify, Bob. It's trading above $1 per share, so good find there. So ABOS is added to our radar as well. Now, the stocks we're looking for, folks, is very specific when we're looking in the pre-market. Okay, we do have a watch list of stocks otherwise that we look at too, but in the pre-market, when we're looking to see what's moving at the open, we want to find NASDAQ stocks that are trading at least $1 per share or higher. They need to be trading a volume pre-market of at least 1 million shares. It cannot be less than that. So, if they're trading 50,000 shares or 100,000, 400,000 shares, pre-market doesn't qualify. We need something that in this current pre-market session, when I look at the volume that's traded so far today and today only, I need to see at least 1 million shares, and I need to see a percent change that is at minimum a gain of 6% or more, or a loss of 6% or greater. Okay. So if you see any other stocks that meet those criteria other than IOVA other than GDTC, DFLI, or ABOS. Since we've already found those, let us know in the chat. We'll go ahead and take a look. So if you see any other stocks that meet those 4 criteria, Darren says BTTX. Okay, let's take a look and see if that's one of them. And it is. BTTX trading above $1 per share, 38% up, 9.9 million shares actively trading. Great. So that one does qualify. Good find. BTTX. All right, folks. CING is mentioned by Jeffrey. Let's take a look at CING since we already got BTTX. And yes, indeed, trading above $1 per share. NASDAQ stock, of course, 31% up and 8.6 million shares. Great. So we'll add that to our radar as well. CING. All right, any other stocks, folks, that you see that meet our criteria? Let me know in the chat. We already got GDTC. We already have IOVA, DFLI, and ABOS, Jeffrey. So BTTX and CING, we're just at it. So any others besides those 6? Any others besides IOVA, GDTC, DFLI, ABOS, BTTX, and CING? Any others besides those? Let us know in the chat. We'll take a look. Anybody that finds anything else, let me know. Okay. So again, looks like that's all we found. Just a quick overview of what's happening pre-market. The NASDAQ is slightly positive from the previous session's close. So it looks like we're going to open up a little bit today. Remember, we don't have any major news being released. So therefore, the market's kind of in free-for-all mode, so it can do pretty much whatever it wants. We'll see what happens. All right, folks, I'll go ahead and wrap up the pre-market pulse for today. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Our viewers are gaining, we're gaining viewers, subscribers very rapidly, so we want to keep that going. Especially when it break above 2,000 subscribers. And then once we get above that, then we'll continue to grow much more quickly. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you know anyone who's interested in stock, etc., make sure to let them know to do the same. Otherwise, if you're not familiar with our program, but you checked out this broadcast, be sure to check out fundertrading.com, which is our website, fundertrading.com. You'll see a link in the description of this video. You'll learn more about how we fund traders. For those of you who are in the program, I'll see you folks in 20 minutes in the coaching room, and then we'll go over what we're looking for pre-market, as well as what we were looking to do during the day, and a quick review of our trading results from yesterday. Okay? All right, folks, have a good one. Trade well, and I'll see you folks in the pre-market pulse tomorrow at the same time. Okay? Take care.